Yep. I told y'all weeks ago. Y'all get that exclusive tea over here on the Color Me Pink channel. Because I told y'all weeks ago what the spoiler was going to be. What the surprise was going to be at the reunion regarding Stacy and TJ. I told y'all. You're welcome. So, hi, this is Keisha. I'm here with my all tea, all shade Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9 Reunion Part 3 review. Okay, so the episode picks up with Mia walking off stage. She's in her dressing room and she's undressing. She says, "No, not my kids. No, I will never defend myself as a mother. No, I'm done. I'm going home. No, I cannot take this. No." And it's like, girl, you and your theatrics, like you had 6 months to come up with something. And obviously you could come up with nothing to defend yourself and your behavior. So you put your tail between your legs and you dipped. Okay, girl. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, girl. Um, I feel like she frankly only showed up so she couldn't get fired. That's how I honestly feel, because she did show up, but she left obviously right towards the end of the day. So technically she wouldn't be in trouble with the network. But yeah, girl, ain't nobody gonna believe nothing that come out your mouth after this. Wendy, as they begin the next segment, tells Stacy that TJ told Eddie that she paid him to be her love interest. She told him not to come to the reunion, and that he said to run him his money. So Stacy's like, "What? That's a lie. No, let me say this right now. I absolutely do not believe anything that you're saying right now. No, TJ would never say that. He would never, you guys, never, never, ever, ever. You're a liar, Wendy. You're a liar." So Andy was like, "Well, do you want to call him since he's lying on you?" And Stacy was like, "I absolutely do not want to call TJ. I don't believe you. I don't." And so Andy was like, "Well, they have it on tape." And Stacy was like, "Why would I speak on something that I know is a lie? You all are liars. You're liars. You're Trump supporters. You're part of MAGA. You're Republicans. I don't believe you guys. You're lying." TJ would never. Andy, you're a liar too. Your children are liars. You all are liars. Okay? Ashley, your wig is a liar. You're lying. I don't believe you. You need more people. And it's like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, everybody's lying to you and you refuse to say anything. For me, the guilt was shown initially when Wendy revealed it. Because when you go back and look at it, Stacy had a poker face. She really did a good job at trying to keep her composure, but it's all in the eyes. She did one of these. Like, she was trying to think of what to say, how to defend herself. It didn't come across natural. And if you're telling the truth and that you didn't pay this man to be your love interest, why wouldn't you call him on the phone? Why wouldn't you address it right then and there to shut that rumor down and to confront him if you're telling the truth? She didn't want to confront him on air because she was afraid of the things that he would say. Of course, this is what we all have been thinking this whole time, that this was a storyline for her. And I'm going to save my thoughts for towards the end of this segment on what I think should happen with Stacey. So Andy then says, well, let's have Eddie come out. So Eddie comes out and repeats what was told to him. And Stacey is really defensive. And she was like, TJ is upset that he's not here and we're no longer together. Okay. So maybe that's what's going on. But I still don't believe any of you. I don't. You're all liars. You're fibbers, okay? And I don't believe any of you. You're Pinocchio. Your nose is growing. And Eddie was like, I don't think it has anything to do with either of those things. He said that you hired him and that you owe him money. So then she get to questioning Eddie like she Matlock, like she Judge Judy, got all this bass in her voice. And I'm like, this ain't a cross-examination. Why are you coming at Eddie sideways? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just not even plausible for her to have an attitude with him. It was all over the place. So Stacey was like, did he tell you that I paid him to be on the show? Andy asked you that question just a second ago, and your answer was? And Eddie was like, yeah, he told me that you paid him to be on the show. Eddie looking like, girl, why you got all this attitude with me? Like I said it. You know what I'm saying? So, Stacey gone talking about, well, that's not what you just said a minute ago. That's not what you said, because you're a liar. You're a liar, Eddie. Everything about you is a lie. You're not even happy, Eddie. You're sad, Eddie. You're lying, Eddie. So Wendy was like, why don't you call him on FaceTime? And Stacey says, TJ and I are no longer together and I don't owe him a call about a lie. No. So, Wendy was like, nah, I call BS. Like, cause girl, you don't make any sense. If it's a lie, then confront him. And Stacey was like, I'm not calling him. I'm simply not, because you're all liars. I need to see the footage. Footage, please. Until I see the footage, you all are what? Liars. So Wendy tells her that from this moment forward, if she does not clear this up and confront him, then she will forever be in question as far as anything that she says moving forward, especially regarding this situation. And I saw a lot of people online saying, well, you know, all the girls is telling her to call him, but didn't nobody tell Giselle to call Jamal that season when Monique exposed the fact that he was, you know, cheating on her or whatever. But I'm like, the reason why nobody did that, because everybody was team Giselle. Of course they wasn't going to tell her to call Jamal. Only people on that stage that were against Giselle that season were Monique and Karen. So no, them other heifers wasn't going to tell her that, because at the time they was all team Giselle. And this is a totally different situation for me, because the Jamal and Giselle situation, I don't think there was any paying involved. Do I think that they really got back together? I don't really think so. I think that Jamal did her a solid, to be honest with you. I really think that. I don't really think that they really got back together. I'll be shocked if they did. But based off the things that Jamal was saying at the time, I don't bit more believe that Giselle and Jamal were together. The only difference between what happened with them and what's going on with Stacy and TJ is that I don't think any payment was involved. But we all know that that was a farce of a relationship. And the only people that really held her accountable about that was Monique and Robin at that I mean, not Robin, Jesus. She must be talking about me. And Karen at the time. So Stacey tells Wendy, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what any of you have to say, because you're liars. Okay. You tell untruths. All right. So Andy gets word from the back that Mia has indeed left the building, and everybody was like, girl, don't nobody care. Bye. With the theatrics and the fake tears, nobody cares. She was in fact what TJ said. And Stacey was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that. Like, it is so incredibly hurtful, Andy. And I just can't imagine him saying something like that. And everybody was like, what you mean? Didn't you just hear what he said? What you mean you can't imagine it? And she was like, I'm just saying, like, I still can't wrap it around my head that he would say something like that about me. And so Ashley was like, to Giselle, she gonna whisper, you think she paid him with Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal? I'm like, Ashley, shut your ass up. So then Stacey was like, it's not true. I've never paid him. I've never paid him a dime. Never. And so they asked, like, girl, is there a possibility that any receipts will come out? Because after this airs, if it is in fact true, he's going to put something out there. She's like, no, there is nothing, because it's not true. And Andy was like, well, why would he call you whack? That's so mean. And Stacey was like, he's very aware how I felt watching the way he treated me. So the only thing I can tell you all is hurt people hurt people. Yeah. Isn't that what Maya Angelou said? Cicely Tyson. Somebody said it, Jesus. So everybody was like, girl, really, Stacey? And Kiana stepped in and was like, stop. I'm sorry, Stacey. She was like, this is BS and you need to stop it at this point. Like, cause you sound and you look crazy. And Stacey was like, every one of you had doubts about TJ, and you all talk so poorly of him all season, and now that it's a little salacious for you, or you can say something to hurt me, now you literally believe this man over me, and you know me. And so all the girls is like, wait a minute, like, how you trying to blame us? But that's not what she was saying. She wasn't trying to blame them. What she was trying to say is, y'all thought he was using me for camera time and all of this stuff, and saying that I could do better and all of this, and that something wasn't right about him. And then as soon as he says that he was a paid boyfriend, now y'all believe him? Like, make it make sense when y'all was already talking bad about him. So why would you believe anything that comes out of his mouth? That's what she was trying to say, but they took it a different way. So Andy was like, well, do you want to call him now? And she says, I will absolutely be calling him with my attorney. And they like, okay, girl. All right, girl, whatever. Like, we're done with it, because you look crazy and you look like you lying. Okay, so this is my opinion on the situation. Do I think that Stacey paid that man to come on the show and pretend to be her boyfriend? I absolutely 1000% believe that that was not a real relationship. I do not believe it was a real relationship at all. It was off from day one. The chemistry was not there. If it was a real relationship, then you're just as delusional as Karen was when she decided to take this DUI to trial. Okay, like, cause like what's going on? Like, do you not see the signs that this man is not feeling you at all? Okay, at all, and is turned off by you. It was just cringy to watch. Okay, very, very cringy to watch. And I feel like with this being her first season and that being the main basis of her storyline this season, I feel like she shouldn't be given a second chance, because if that is true, then your whole storyline was a lie. And who did we get to meet? Because it obviously is not the real Stacey Rush. So who are you, if this is a whole storyline? And so I know a lot of you are going to beg the question, then, if that's the case, should Kenya have gotten a second chance at that time? Since one of her main storylines, her first season, was the whole situation with Walter. No, she shouldn't have. Because if that was the whole basis of her storyline, her first season, and we didn't really get to know what's really truly going on in your life. You just brought this man on here as a prop to, I guess, show that you got something going on. That's not real. That's not reality. This is supposed to be the Real Housewives of such and such. So no, I don't think that Kenya should have got another chance if in fact she did pay this man. And on Watch What Happens Live tonight, Simone let it be known that Walter is actually Cecil's cousin, nephew, something like that, and that it was told to them via Walter that she did in fact ask him to come on the show and be her boyfriend. Now, they in fact did have a relationship years prior, but she asked him to come on to the show and be her boyfriend, but she says she doesn't know if there was payment involved. Okay. So yeah, I feel like both parties, both situations were wrong. We want you to come on here and give us your real true tea. Show us who you really are. We don't want no made up storylines, no made up relationships. It's stupid and it's weird. I would have preferred for her to come on to the show and be a woman that is going through a divorce, raising her child, trying to figure out her new normal, getting back out there in the dating field, trying to become accustomed to this new group of friends, trying to figure out like what her next career is going to be since she left QVC. Like, that's enough right there. We didn't even need the Walter of it all. Whatever, TJ of it all. We didn't need that. We honestly didn't. Your wigs were enough to make us talk about you. And we really liked Stacy in the beginning with her personality, her quirkiness, her innocence, and all of that, even though I think that that's a facade based on everything that we've learned about her via her homeboy from Chicago and her saying F that B behind the scenes regarding the Vivian situation. I think that her personality is a stretch. I think that she gave us QVC Stacey and not Chicago Stacey. That's another thing that I think about Stacey. I don't think that she was really, truly, authentically herself on camera. And that's a problem for me. It really honestly is. And then my other issue with Stacey is the way that she handled the Karen situation, because you knew all of these things that she said about Wendy from the beginning of the season, and you were okay keeping that close to the chest until y'all fell out, and then you wanted to go and run and tell everything. That's not real true friendship to me. That's fake. That's fake, because you ain't had no problems with it in the beginning. Don't have a problem with it now, okay? So Stacey for me is a question mark. It's obvious that she's coming back. That I think pretty much the whole entire cast is coming back. I don't know about Jazzy, but the main girls are in fact coming back because they start filming next month without Karen. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Stacey. What do y'all think regarding the situation? I want to hear, do you think that she paid TJ to be her boyfriend, or do you think this is that it was a real relationship and TJ is a scorned lover? Oh, mind you, on Watch What Happens Live, Andy asked has she spoken to TJ, and she said yes, they did speak, and that he was very remorseful and apologetic and all of this stuff. And that's exactly what Wendy said. She was like, we don't want to hear about a conversation that y'all had off camera, because basically you could be telling us anything, and it's given very much convenient. It's given very much convenient, and it's given very much you end up paying him the money that you owed him to keep him quiet. And you probably made him sign an NDA. So girl, goodbye. That's why ain't no receipts came out. But I don't believe Stacey. Like, now at this point, everything with her and Mia and Jizzy are lies, because it's just like, who are you? So y'all let me know, do you think that this was a paid relationship, or do you think that it was a real relationship and he's a scorned lover? And if you do think that it was a paid relationship, do you think that Stacey should come back for season 10? Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. I can't wait to read you guys' responses. So then we get to the Karen of it all. And I didn't really understand why they kept focusing on Karen so heavy in the third half of this reunion, because I felt like a lot was still left on the table that really wasn't discussed with Mia. That whole IVF situation still messed me up. That you had IVF done, so you knew this whole time that that was G's baby. And G knew the whole time that was his baby. So why were we even having this conversation at all? So it's given very much for me that all three of y'all was in on this, and that you and Ink, I don't know what's going on. If they were in a real relationship or was this a storyline? Because y'all know I kept on going back to, why is it that they only had that one photograph of her and Ink from back in the day? But y'all dated for all of those years, moved to Charlotte together, lived together, and y'all only got that one photograph together from prom? Okay. I feel like that should have been focused on a lot more. The fact that she left should have been focused on. But anywho, they talk about Karen, and Ashley mentions that a journalist told her that the night of the accident, the DUI, that somebody else was in the car driving. And she said if you go back and look at the body cam footage, you hear Karen mention that. And she, in fact, does say that somebody else was in the car driving, that they jumped out, and she didn't know why they did that. And then she says something about the security that, what's his name? Ray hired for her. So this makes me wonder, did Karen take this to trial because she was in fact not driving and she thought that she would be able to get off? Because that's the only logical thing, that somebody else was in the car and was driving and crashed the car and then ran. Because the fact that she said that under the influence says a lot. And I don't understand why the police didn't pick up on that and ask the questions. Was there somebody else in the car? Was there somebody else that she, in fact, was protecting? You know what I'm saying? What if it was the little cousin? Because this is another thing. Remember the episode where she met with her little cousin or whatever, and she was apologetic to him because she called him that night. This is what she said. She called him that night of the accident. She was drunk and crying, and he was like, you really scared me or whatever. I didn't know what was going on. You were so hysterical. And she was like, I'm so sorry for scaring you and all of that stuff. What if she was protecting him or something? What if Karen is taking the rap for somebody else? Because that's the only logical thing that I could think of as to why she would take this to trial, knowing about this body cam footage. That's the only thing that I could think of. Or she was in the car with another man that wasn't her husband. I don't know. Or maybe it could have been security that her and Ray hired, and that person was under the influence or had past priors and Ray. I don't know. But I'm glad that Ashley did bring that up, but she brought it up to me in a salacious way to be like, maybe she was in the car with another man. What y'all think? Y'all let me know. What do you guys think about that little tidbit? Wendy then is about to say something, but she stops herself. Andy was like, what are you about to say? She was like, nothing. And Giselle, surprisingly, was the main one having Karen's back and giving explanations as to what she thinks maybe Karen was thinking or doing at the time. And that was really surprising to me, because y'all know how I feel about Jizzy, okay? But it seems like to me how she's approaching this situation with Karen is she's holding her accountable, but she's also showing her grace in certain areas and still being supportive, because she knows at the heart of the situation Karen is a good person. Wendy, on the other hand, was giving me accountability vibes, but also a little hater vibes at the same time, which once again plays into my thought process of, was she saying some slick stuff that Karen found out about, and that's the reason why Karen excluded her from her, thank you for being there for me speech? I don't know. Were y'all getting that same vibe or nah? I want to hear what you guys got to say about that. But then Andy decides to show them footage of Karen the day that she filmed her little I'm not coming to the reunion, I'm going to rehab thing. And they show her in the bed looking glamorous, hair done, makeup done. She got on a little white ensemble. She's in the bed reading a book. I'm like, and the way Andy tried to prop it up, like, we have raw exclusive footage of Karen the day before she went to rehab, and I want you guys to see it. And it's like, it was like literally, okay, Karen, lay on the bed, open this book, and action. It was given setup. It wasn't natural. You know what I'm saying? But okay. So Ray comes into the room, and Karen starts off by saying that she decided that she did not want to see the body cam footage before trial. And Ray says that he didn't watch it either, that he didn't want to see the footage either. Now, mind you, this was filmed December 27th, okay? This was filmed December 27th. This is before the trial began, before the body cam footage was released. And she said that she and Ray, well, they both said that they had not seen the body cam footage. She didn't want to see that, but her lawyer had saw it. So once again, okay, let's take into consideration they didn't watch the footage. But based off what your lawyer saw, I'm pretty sure that this man probably was like, yeah, you might want to go ahead and take this deal that they're giving you because it doesn't look good. Because anything else just does not make sense to me. It makes sense to me that she didn't see the footage, which is one of the main things that I was questioning, because like, how could you take this to trial after seeing the footage that we saw? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, child. It's all a big question mark. But at the end of the day, the lady gone. She in jail now for how long she been in there now? For about 4-5 days or whatever. We won't see her for maybe 6 months to a year. I don't know. Do y'all believe Karen and Ray back in December with them saying that they had not watched the body cam footage at that point? Y'all let me know. Karen does say that this whole situation is her fault. And then she says that she started self-medicating with antidepressants after her parents passed away. And her and Ray then get to discussing after she had her last DUI 15 years ago, that's when Ray, demanded that she have a driver moving forward. Ashley is like, they're covering all the bases, ain't they? And Giselle was like, yes, can we please turn this off? Because at this point, they both were feeling like this is very performative. And it in fact was. It really, in fact, was. I would have preferred for her to just sit up there and talk about that when she was sitting on the couch. It would have been more realistic and not so set up for me. Giselle was like, that wasn't accountability to me. And Ashley then tells a story about how one day she was on a train and her and this guy was talking, and he said he recognized her or something from the show. And he then said that he knows Karen because he worked at this one place, this restaurant or something. And he said that she used to come in every day and day drink and get drunk. And she said that this person said this before her parents passed. And then Wendy jumps in and was like, that was what I was about to say about how someone else told me that she day drinks. That's what I was holding myself back from saying. So, I mean, at the end of the day now, we know that there is an issue. There is a problem. She's in jail now. I think that this is her wake up call, her rock bottom to get it together and to face the fact that there may be or is a alcoholism problem. And we will see what Karen we get back next year. If she does have to serve an entire year sentence, then she will literally be back in time for the beginning of filming for season 11. And if that is the case, then we will see her being released from jail, her getting reacclimated to being free, her probation, her getting reacclimated to filming, being around the women, how she's changed. And yeah, now if she does get out before her year is up, then of course she will have missed filming for season 10. But I'm expecting that we're gonna get some jail phone calls to at least Giselle, maybe Kiana. You know, maybe we'll see a scene where Kiana or Giselle go to visit her in jail. Something. I feel like we're gonna get something of that nature in season 10. But overall, I'm going to give season 9 of The Real Housewives of Potomac an overall score. This is including the reunion. I'm going to give the season an overall score of I'm going to give this season an overall score of a B plus plus. I think it was a solid season. I feel like this was the season that brought the ladies back. I feel like we're on track again with this franchise. I like this cast of women a lot. I can't wait to see if Candace is going to come back for season 10. Haven't heard anything about that. If she is, then I guess we'll be hearing about it in the next few weeks before filming begins. But I think that the ladies did a great job without her. For me, she wasn't even missed. Like, I really didn't see like it being like a hole without her there. So I think that moving forward, though, for season 10, I think that that energy would be needed, because I don't know if Giselle, Ashley, Kiana, Stacy, and Wendy can carry this show without Karen. Karen is a pivotal part of this show. So we need another heavy hitter, somebody like Candace, to be on the show. I know a lot of people online was like, wouldn't it be dope if, I saw this online, I forgot who wrote it, but somebody was like, wouldn't it be dope if season 10 opens up with Candace walking into the Talio restaurant that that Karen took Giselle and Stacy to. She walks in, she says she's meeting someone, and she sits down, and the camera pans over to Monique, and they talk their issues out, and then they both decide that we going after Giselle together. That would be epic. We're never going to get that because Monique is not coming back. She's already stated that. Would that be phenomenal to see them come back together again? It would be great, because I think that that situation just went left and it went too far, and they did have a really solid friendship there. But once again, I think in order for that to happen, Candace would have to realize that her mouth is crazy, you know, and I don't think that she's ever going to take accountability for that. So that's wishful thinking, but I do think that Candace needs to come back next season. I do. I actually wouldn't even mind. Oh, and Mia, I forgot about Mia. I forgot about her. But I wouldn't even care about Jacqueline coming back, following this pregnancy, I guess. Jazzy, I have a big question mark about, because they got rid of her halfway through the season. So I don't know if she's going to come back at all. So I guess we shall see. Filming starts soon. But you guys let me know what y'all thought about this season. What did you think about the reunion? Let's talk about everything down below in the comment section. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know my videos drop. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.